Been a while since I did one of these. Am I still up for it? Close enough for jazz. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. I'm gonna say I was 6-3 for SummerSlam. I don't count Blair's match because who knew her opponent would be. Oh, and 4-1 for Takeover, 5-1 if you count me saying the pre-show match would be a squash. But anyway, a lot has come out of SummerSlam and Takeover, and so for the first time in over a year and a half, I'll present some random acts of ranting and try to catch up on things. So here we go! Well, they wanted the fans to return with a killer SummerSlam, and damn if they didn't give us one. The matches were, with an exception or two, outstanding. But even those that weren't awesome were still pretty good. Well, I even liked the Alexa Bliss match as it finally broke Doudrop out of Eva Marie's grasp. Still would rather she go back to being Piper, but give it time and Doudrop will work for me, I guess. And the returns? Well, I'll get to them in a bit, but they definitely were surprising. Now we just have to hope that the COVID cases in Clark County don't skyrocket. A lot of masks I saw in that stadium, but not by everyone. And it wouldn't surprise me if Pat McAfee caught it there. Get well soon, Pat. You and Michael Cole are classic. While I was tremendously happy to have Becky Lynch back, I really didn't like the way she came back. Baiting Bianca Belair into defending her title, getting a cheap shot in, and pinning Belair in 26 seconds. If what Lynch said that having a title as her identity is right, then maybe she should go back to being a full-time mom. The good news is any thoughts of the WWE burying Belair were, well, buried on Friday when Belair won a title opportunity. May take some time, but she'll have the gold back. They say that the man is back, but I'm more inclined to say the bitch is back. According to reports, Brock Lesnar has a Goldberg-style contract with the WWE now, allowing, I believe, 8 matches over the next few years. And that's a shame because I'm sure everyone was thinking Lesnar would be the one to end the reign of Roman Reigns. But unless he wins the title at Survivor Series and then loses it at either Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, I don't think he's going to get a title again. He simply cannot be allowed to hold it hostage again and only defend it at major pay-per-views, even if he is a babyface. But as I figured, this does create a conflict of interest for Paul Heyman. I mean, seeing Brock and Paul side by side has been a mainstay in the WWE for almost a decade. Who's gonna back now? Seriously? Yeah, anyone else confused about why Naomi has moved to SmackDown a month or so before the annual draft? And not just Sonya Deville either. I think this threw a lot of people for a loop. I understand if Asuka can't compete, but that doesn't mean tearing the team of her and Naomi apart. And of course, she didn't have an opponent on Friday. Why would she? Unless we get Bayley back, there's no room for her in the push brigade that is Lynch, Belair, Vega, Morgan, and Carmella. Might be a heel turn coming down the pike, but for now, this was just a bad move for the Orlando girl. As entertaining as R-Truth was, as almost perpetual 24/7 champion, I gotta say that Reggie is much better. Showing off parkour moves that would have made a 20-something John Morrison jealous. Plus, he's practically fearless. R-Truth and Tozawa combined can't seem to stop him, and I dare say he's faster than most of the other wannabe 24/7 champs. Oh, I'm sure he'll fall into the old lose it, regain it in the same hour circle R-Truth was in, but I wouldn't be surprised if those turnovers are few and far between for a good time. Now that Walter's ridiculous reign as UK champ has ended, There's talk about him coming to Orlando and reuniting with Aichner and Bartel and Imperium and essentially wreaking havoc on the place like they did in England. Perhaps Walter could be the first to have ever won the NXT US and UK titles. And the other two could be the first with both tag titles on their resume. Or, even if they don't do that, can you imagine them on Raw or SmackDown? It's been a long time since either brand had an effective super faction. Why should NXT have all the fun, right? There's a tentative idea to restart Saudi Arabian pay-per-views as early as October with another crown jewel. Now, I haven't checked the COVID reports from the Middle East, but I would hope those oil-atoas would give the vaccine to everyone who wants it. Then again, hopefully the third wave will have ebbed by then. Then you have another Saturday pay-per-view coming on the first of the year in Atlanta. And here I thought New Year's Revolution didn't fly. Still not sure if having a pay-per-view so close to Royal Rumble is such a good idea, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Finally, NBC Universal, who owns the USA Network, is not very happy at the fact that SmackDown on Fox Disney has brought Lynch and Lesnar on their roster, as well as Naomi. I mean, who can blame them, right? Raw is supposed to be the A show, though it really hasn't been in a long time. But the WWE has toned Uni's anger down, saying that it's only temporary and that the upcoming draft will straighten things out. Oh, I would hope so. Without TNN Spike to go to, what will happen if USA pulls out of the agreement? And then what will happen to the WWE Network on Peacock? I seriously doubt Disney Plus will want the footage. They are way past the gargoyles phase when it comes to violent shows. Well, next week I'll be back to one topic. Let's hope the post-SummerSlam high continues for the WWE, especially with AEW trying to start a Friday night war with Phillip Brooks leading the charge. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. Stay safe, and I'll see you. Seriously, what the fuck?